Greetings and welcome to Roman of the Empire. I am your host, Roman. Today we're going to be talking about the new Justice League, it's not really Justice League, Injustice DC animated film. I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. So if you're familiar with the video game, which came first, and then the comic book series, which is inspired by the video game, then you know the basic plot line to this. So there's a minor spoiler here for you who have never heard of any of this. The premise is this is an alternate Earth where the Joker is responsible for the death of Lois Lane and Superman's unborn child, and the death of millions in a nuclear explosion set off by Lois's death. There's a bomb attached to her heart, which sets off, when it stops, a bomb in Metropolis, killing millions. Superman doesn't do well with this. Superman is held back for these many years. He's always held back enough. He wouldn't cross the line. He doesn't kill. In this instance, he does. He finds Joker, who's in a room with Batman and Arkham being interrogated, and he kills the Joker. This is the first domino. Now, Superman has crossed the line, and Batman's always been very clear on this. Once you do it, it becomes easier to continue to do it. And so now he wants to impose his will, essentially, his version of justice on not just Metropolis or Gotham, not just America, but on the world. He wants wars to stop. He wants all violence to stop. This is a fairly unattainable goal, but when you're Superman, you have a little bit more going for you than the average Joe who just wants to, do the right thing. And he's gone well beyond that. He's imposing his will on the people of the planet. So the big differences here between the video games, the comic books, and this production. This is why I liked it and didn't love it. In the comic books and the game, you get really a full-on badass Justice League against the Injustice. Most of the League are part of Superman's team. So Green Lantern becomes a Yellow Lantern, the Flash. There's a whole bunch that are incorporated into this, which make it a lot more interesting than this story, which wasn't bad. It was pretty good, but it's an adaptation. It's not a good retelling. In this, basically, it's Superman, Wonder Woman, and Cyborg against everyone else. A lot of the League have just left, straight up gone. Other ones don't get too used to a lot of characters. This isn't R-rated, and it is so for a reason. This is, a lot of people die. There's some language. Language isn't the big point, but I think the main reason to making it is R is you don't want little kids watching Superman laser someone's head off. So I enjoyed what they did. Like I said, this isn't the classic Rejustice though, and that's what you need to get your head around when you're going to this, particularly if you're familiar with the material. If you're not familiar with the comic and the game stuff, you're probably going to enjoy this a whole lot more. Although I will add that my son, Jake of the Empire, thought it was a lot of fun. He enjoyed it. And it's available for rent right now or purchase. I've been very hesitant about buying the animated features. I've gotten burned too many times. And they don't have tons of rewatch value, so now I do the $6 rental, and I'm very satisfied with that. DC's last few features, Superman, Man of Tomorrow, The Flash, World War II, I don't remember the name of it, and then the Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, have all been actually really good, and I'd recommend all of those. And this falls into that same category. I think Justice League Dark, the Apocalypse War, is actually my favorite of the new batch of DC animated films. But this one is still good. It's definitely worth. It's an hour and 24 minutes, so it's nearly full, feature length film stuff. Not an hour, hour 24 minutes. So it's not an hour and a half. So it's good. They don't try to cram everything into a 70-minute film. I still think this would be better if they had stuck with the source material and made this like a two-parter. I think that probably would have been like they did with The Dark Knight Returns, and make it, maybe 3.5 hours of overall feature. But again, I'm dwelling on the stuff I don't like a little bit too much. I like a lot of it. I think the animation was really good. They're using that same new animation style. What I miss though, and I won't lie. So the cast, your big players, because we don't really need to talk about a lot of them because you don't see a lot of them. Superman is played by Justin Hartley. I miss the voices of the Justice League, the show that we all watched when we were kids. You know who I'm talking to. It had George Newborn as Superman. Anson Mounts plays Batman. Kevin Conroy will always be the voice in my head whenever I see Batman. It's the way it is. And Kevin Pollak plays the Joker. He used to be a pretty big actor. He's more slid into the background. Whereas Mark Hamill, again, that's the voice of the Joker in my head. They did fine. The other folks I preferred. One of the nice surprises in this, you actually get a good use for one of the most useless superheroes ever. Plastic Man. Of all the damn things, Plastic Man. He can shape into things, but in this, they actually use him, and they use him in a good way. And he's funny and useful. It's like a twofer. So this is a real short review because there's not tons to talk about here. And I don't want to go into a lot of what happens. Like I said, just don't get used to a lot of characters. And it is very bloody. So again, not for little kids, your teenagers, even probably your 10, 11-year-olds will do fine with it because it's animated violence. I wouldn't go younger than that. There's a little bit of language, like I said. It's nothing dreadful. They don't use the F word. Harley Quinn is mostly good, mildly annoying, but that's, I think, the best you get out of Harley Quinn these days. It is what it is. So, again, alternate reality. The Joker the Joker is responsible for Lois and Kal-El's unborn baby being killed. That results in a nuclear explosion, killing millions in Metropolis. Superman goes dark as shit and decides, you know what? We don't need violence anymore. And what's the best way to prevent violence? By committing violence. That's going to be your takeaway from this. It's a fun watch. I do recommend it. So this has been Roman of the Empire, signing off. Be kind.